Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
Alright. Well, we're just going to do a little sunset tour down the coast of California here from Monterey to Santa Barbara, and just kind of chill out. Not going to be super exciting. We may change plans if people become available, but for the time being, I think that's just do that. Now that's interesting. You see that one windsock near me, and it's pretty much limp, and the other one's straight out. I don't know what that means for the winds I'm going to experience on takeoff here, but not really flown this aircraft before, so we'll see what happens. I'll be learning it with you. Let's turn on the pitot heat so we can get rid of that. We've got like everything. Good for takeoff. Let's just go. So forgot to see what our rotate is. 76. I'm out at 87. Oop, not yet, not yet. Trim too far down. Flaps up. And since it's looking pretty cool. So I've got the GPS course up there. You can kind of see, but I think I'm going to more follow the coast, at least for a little bit. Not trying to add too much to the trip, but let's go to autopilot, do some level change. Oops. Wow.
Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. Monterey Tower Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra frequency change.
Come out here, heading.
Norcal approach Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Diamond to 62, 2 miles southwest of Monterey, 1,900 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace. Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Norcal approach. Squawk 5535.
Boy.
Squawk 5535 Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
The autopilot is not super happy.
Radar contact 2 miles southwest of Monterey, 2,400 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
I think we got it
Cleared
set
through
up
the
there.
Charlie airspace, Diamond X-ray Golf
So it's a little
Sierra.
glitchy, but not too bad. Good night for some flying. So one thing that I like that they've done with the sim is the weather, the clouds. I think they've done that really well, and I'm sure it'll continue to improve. But the other thing that you can see, the atmospheric refraction there of the sun, I think is pretty good. I don't think you're gonna get that too many places. For VFR flying, you can't beat it. I'm convinced. IFR leaves some to be desired, but look at that. Basically just gonna follow the coast down so we can bring the heading around. This plane is pretty good. Behaves really well. It, as you can see, there's no mixture or RPM pitch adjustments, so pretty easy, pretty user friendly. Y is fine. This would be a pretty cool plane to have. I think these are well over $1 million. The DA-62s. You can see the 2 seats up front, the 3 in the middle, and then 2 more in the back there. So if you ever win the lottery, this might be a good one to look at. It does look like the, what are we at? 11 No, wait. That's the 8.1 gallons per hour on each engine. That's not. It's actually not terrible. 16.2 gallons an hour. You do a lot worse than that. I don't know if anybody's ever driven down Route 1, but it really is this, absolutely is this gorgeous. We're going down, I took off from Monterey area, but we used to live in the Sacramento area, and my wife was over in Santa Maria. So I would actually take I-5 or 99 down. Typically wouldn't take Highway 1, but you really can't beat the views. So while that's going on, we're going down to Santa Barbara, and I'm not 100% sure what the weather's going to be down there, so why don't we pull up our map. This is skyvector.com. As you can see, we're kind of winging it as we go, but we took off out of, actually I can enter this in here so you can see roughly the route of flight. There we go. So that's roughly what we're looking at. Here, let's swap this out. There we go. Your Bay Area all the way down to Santa Barbara. Nothing huge here. Obviously, you're going through MOA restricted area. We'd have to go look at the information on what that all entails. We're flying directly over these mountains. You can see here they're actually not too high. 35. We got 4,000 right there. 5,000 for that peak. So 5880. So actually not too low either. But we're a little off further toward the coast anyway. But you can see these mountains over here to our left. We'd probably not want to be cruising at 6,000. Regardless.
Change approved Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra. Oakland Center Diamond Alpha Sierra
So
X-ray Golf Sierra.
we're chilling out a little bit further toward the coast.
Kilo Charlie Alpha Lima. Request flight following.
We're gonna be flying over. Come all the way down here.
7332 Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
San Luis Obispo, Pismo Beach. We'll be going near Vandenberg, where they do some of the launches, which is pretty cool.
Copy, Diamond X-ray
And then
Golf Sierra.
we'll basically be coming out over this way to land at Santa Barbara. And according to the real world weather, 150. So I don't know what air or the runways are there. Yeah, almost a direct crosswinds. I'm guessing runway 7, so we're basically gonna have to enter. Oh wait. Yeah, probably 150. So runway 7 would be. We could basically enter into a base over here. So let's look at what the ILS is. Yeah, so basically, you know, if we're on runway 7, we can come in here We'll dial in 110.3. We'll plan on being at 1,800 feet. This is all over the ocean, so we're not doing the full procedure or anything like that. Once we clear those mountains, we'll be down to 1,800 for glide slope intercept, and we can follow that down. I don't know what the approach speed is. I guess I should have figured that out, but I'm guessing we're going to be somewhere in the 90 knot range, 80. Essentially. So 450 feet per minute for our descent. Dial in 075 for the course. And I'm guessing we'll just be doing the visual, but you always want to have that dialed in as a backup. Regardless. And so that's what we'll do. Nice little evening landing. It'll be nighttime by then. You can see already the sun is setting.
Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra, contact Oakland Center on 126.9er. 126.9er for Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
We missed the
Oakland Center,
the sunset. On the west coast they have something they call the green flash, where as the sun goes down, I don't know if they simulate that, but as the sun goes down, there's a little green halo that appears over the sun as it sets, and they call that the green flash. And you can't see it every night, but it's just something. That's pretty cool. Come back here into the cockpit now. Night flight operations, what you typically want to do is dial everything down. So I need to figure out how to do that in this plane, because as I mentioned before, this is not my bread and butter. So typically they're going to be rheostats. Maybe over to the side. Oop. Sorry, I'm probably making everybody sick here. Huh. Where are all the lights? We're gonna have to figure this out real quick. It's gonna be very difficult to fly. No overhead panel. This is why you do not fly unfamiliar aircraft at night. It's a landing gear. Oh boy. Might be in trouble here, folks. Well, it's not great. But hopefully we can survive. I think we can. Guessing that peak right there is that 5880 Junipero Serra peak. So we're making pretty good progress. We should get less mountainous as the evening goes on. One thing I did forget to do is set the altimeter. Come over here to the, oops.
Southwest 450, descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet southwest 450.
Man, it's gorgeous. While we're waiting, I'll just tune in the localizer frequency. And it's swapped over there. Oh, more traffic. You can see up there. Wrong way. Kind of in the middle of the screen. Now, supposedly the cool thing about this, or one of the cool things about this, is it's got the right star. So you can see there is the Big Dipper. I don't know if I did not do capture here. Let's see.
Southwest 450, contact Oakland Center on 127
capture course. Change this just a second. So here's the Big Dipper. Right? And I didn't realize this is not, maybe not common knowledge, but I have known people who do not know this. But to find Polaris, or the North Star, so this is the handle, 1, 2, 3, and then you've got the bucket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the Big Dipper. So basically you take the far end of the bucket there, these two, and you count 5, you know, of the same distance between these two in that line to find the North Star. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not perfect, but that would be Polaris then. That's the North Star, and that's kind of how you find it. But that's also, let me get that turned around. May have to wait a little bit until it gets a little darker.
Skywest 3361, contact Oakland Center on 126.9er.
Yeah, can't really make it out right now. That's gonna be part of the small dipper that's dipping into the Big Dipper there, but kind of tough to see at the moment. Otherwise, pretty cool. See the last little bit of sun there, making its way down. Oops. I really figure out how to dim these. So the big thing with flying at night is you want your, you want to gradually adjust as it gets darker out. You can get these lower and lower and lower in intensity to not kill your night vision when you're looking outside, but I just don't.
Oakland Center, Connie Niner 416 is at flight level 300, descending 10,000 feet. Connie Niner 416, Oakland Center, continue as planned.
I don't see where the lights are. I should have figured that out before we.
United 1118, descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
For the life of me, I cannot figure out where
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. United 1118.
the light controls are. I'm getting blinded here by my own nav equipment. Alright, well, since we really can't see the coast anymore at any rate, I'm going to go to autopilot. We'll engage nav mode.
Connie Niner 416, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
That'll get us back to course.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Connie Niner 416.
And we've got about
United 1118, you are 20,000
30 minutes remaining. That may give me just enough time to Google how to dim the lights in the dang cockpit.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, United 1118. Oakland Center Southwest 1145 is out of flight level 360 for 10,000 feet. Southwest 1145 Oakland Center, continue as planned.
It's just a very relaxing sound to me. I don't know about everybody else, but
United 1118, contact Oakland Center on 126.9er. United 1118. Southwest 1145, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, Southwest 1145.
so yeah, it's kind of what we got going on right now. We've got I'll bring this up again.
Center Southwest 1082 is out of flight level 360 for 10,000 feet. Southwest 1082 Oakland Center, continue as planned. Oakland Center,
So we are
flight level 360 for 10,000 feet.
coming down the coast from Monterey to Santa Barbara.
Oakland Center, continue as planned.
Obviously the sun is setting at Santa Barbara. We're going to be, I imagine, doing the ILS to runway 7. It'll probably be the visual, but we'll be using the ILS as our backup. So we're going to go 110.3. Right here is the Morse code we'll expect to hear. I do believe that Microsoft Flight Simulator will automatically turn in the 075 course for us. Okay, so let's just talk about a few things here, if anybody's interested. ATIS, that's the frequency that you're going to get the weather information from. It's updated every hour or thereabout. More often if there's actual weather changes that will affect your ability to, you know, shoot approaches, do that sort of thing. Here's all your frequency controls, or I'm sorry, approach controls. These are VHF. This is what we're going to use. These are UHF. That's typically military. And then depending on where you're approaching from, that's going to dictate which frequency you use. So this is from 151 to 329. So basically from kind of a southeast direction to the northwest. and this is the other half of that.
X-ray Golf Sierra 6,000 feet.
This is your tower frequency. So I'd have to look. Well, let's look at the airfield facility directory, but this is also a CTAF, which is what happens when you don't have a tower.
725 Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
You're going to be basically calling out your position on that frequency to deconflict with everybody else, and then ground clearance, Unicom, talking with the ground folks there. Up here is your minimum safe altitudes, and these are the quadrants from where you're approaching. So everything, this is based on the RZS, Romeo Zulu Sierra Vortec, which is San Marcos, right there, channel 96, or 114.9 would be more appropriate. That's the TACAN channel. This is the VOR. So this is going to give you basically the altitude to fly in order to not run into mountains, more or less, not to put too fine a point on it, or obstacles. So basically, if you're coming from the north here, from, the northern quadrant, you're going to want to maintain 8,100. From the west, obviously a good safe altitude is 5,800. From the south, which is surprising, but I got to imagine this is all included in here. But 5,200 is going to keep you safe, and then 8,800 obviously to the east. There's even higher terrain over here. That's within 25 miles. So if you're within 25 miles of the San Marcos Vortec, then you're these are the altitudes you're going to want to maintain, depending on what sector you're in. If you have a problem. Or on the descent. So the localizer that we're going to tune in is 110.3. This is the Morse code that we're expecting to hear if we tune that up. Channel 40 is the DME, the distance indicator. You can look down here. This is the profile view of the approach. So this is going to show us, okay, based on our distance from the localizer station here, we're gonna, at 12.8 nautical miles, or 12.8 DME, which is distance measuring equipment, but it's kind of colloquially known as, colloquially? Whatever. You can just say 12.8 DME, and people know what you mean. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. You're gonna be at 3,500 outside of that. Obviously maintaining your minimum sector altitudes until then, and then once you're established on that 075 radial inside of 12.8, you can descend to 2,700 feet until you hit 9.5 DME, and then once we hit that, we'll be down to 1,800 feet MSL, and this Maltese cross, they call it. That's going to be our glide slope intercept. So we're basically going to descend to 1,800 feet, drive it in, and we're going to intercept our glide slope, which is also going to be coming off of this frequency here, and carrying about, we already talked about 450 feet to 500 feet per minute down to our minimums of 213 feet MSL or 200 feet AGL. So basically the localizer, we'll back it up just a little bit. We need 200 feet of a ceiling, so the clouds have to be 200 feet off the ground, and we need to be able to see 1/2 mile in front of us in order to shoot the ILS version of this approach, basically following the glide slope down all the way to the runway to 200 feet above the runway. That's the weather we need in order to shoot it and to break out. And as you can see, so 200 feet above the runway, the elevation is 13 feet. 200 plus 13 equals 213 feet. Perfect. So not a lot of elevation gain. The touchdown zone elevation is 13 feet, which is also the elevation of the airfield, which is more of a general, how high the airfield is above sea level. This is the touchdown zone elevation is what you're going to add to here to your above ground level to get what you're actually going to see on the altimeter. That's your decision point. Do I continue to land if I see the runway, or do I go around because I can't see the runway? Most likely because my clouds are lower than 200 feet above the ground, or my visibility is less than half a mile. Let's see, what else? These are the missed approach procedures right here. So we're basically, if you hit that 200 feet or 213 feet on the altimeter, you're gonna start a go around. You're gonna climb to 700 feet and then turn right to intercept the San Marcos 185 radial outbound to Golette, which is at 14.4 DME, and basically you're going to continue to climb. You're going to enter this holding pattern right here, and approach will let you know what to do. So if you don't hit 4,000 feet by the time you get to the holding pattern, you're going to continue to climb in the holding pattern, and then approach will basically pick you up to let you know what your next move is, or you tell them what you want to do, I guess is the more appropriate way to put it. But this is how you would, now once you're in holding, you're like, okay, you know what, the weather's getting better, we're going to try it again. Then this basically describes right here how you're going to get back to the course to shoot the approach again. This V right here is the VDP. So if you didn't have the glide slope data, which basically tells you how you want to descend, you're basically, once you hit that Maltese cross, instead of doing that nice glide slope down, which you can still do, but in theory you could descend down to 500 feet. This is what's called a dive and drive. You just descend to 500 feet. So boom, and then you'd fly straight until you hit that V, which is 2.6 miles, and then that's how you know you're on a nice 3-degree glide slope to get down to the runway. If you see the runway at 2.6 miles at 500 feet, then you can start your 3-degree glide slope down to the runway. Nobody dives and drives. That's not recommended. It destabilizes the approach. It's just bad technique. So you're gonna want to, at 1,800 feet, figure out the descent that you want to get to exactly 2.6 miles at 500 feet anyway. But I'm just saying that's what the VDP is for. That's your visual descent point. And then you may not realize this, but different runways have different lighting systems. It's not all the same lighting system for each runway, and that's what this A5 here with that little dot above it, you can actually go, and there's more information up here. You can actually go and get more information on each different type of lighting system to know exactly what you should expect to see. This one's called a Mauser, and I forget exactly what that acronym stands for, but there should be a sequence flasher. That dark circle right there means you're going to see, I don't know if you've seen, like, we call it the rabbit light. It's like the doot that runs in toward the runway. So you should expect to see that in the approach lighting. And that's important because on some approaches that you do, what you see actually dictates if you can continue below where we're talking about down here with the minimums. Certain parts of your lighting system actually count as, okay, I see this part of the lighting system, so I can continue on and actually try to land, or at least for a little bit, assuming I can get the rest of the runway in sight. So that's why it's important to know what exactly you have in terms of a lighting system going on. Anything else interesting? I mean, the notes up here, you can see, you got to read through these. We won't get into that tonight, but there's a lot of good information here for if you're actually shooting this in the weather. And if you know Santa Barbara at all, the reason they put all this in here is because it's on the coast. It does get foggy, and so a lot of this stuff could end up applying to you. So yeah, that's about those are all the real interesting things. They do put a timing chart down here for you. So again, if you're not doing the precision approach with the glide slope guidance, if you're just doing that, well, you shouldn't dive and drive, but if you're doing that, if you're doing the non-precision approach, if you start a timer right here at your final approach fix, and you're flying 120 knots true at 2 minutes and 42 seconds, you're going to hit your missed approach point. So it's a backup. If you lose your DME or if you don't have DME, you know I'm going to descend to 500 feet. And once my timer hits 2 minutes and 42 seconds, because I'm flying 120 knots, that's when I know that I'm at my missed approach point and I got to execute my go around. And then you can interpolate from there, depending on it, because typically you're not flying exactly one of these speeds, but you can interpolate. That's why it's important to look at these approaches well beforehand. You can't just really, I mean, you can pull one of these up, but you're doing yourself a disservice for sure. Circling. So circling is, I want to shoot the approach to this runway, but actually land on the other runway, or one of these other runways. So we're going to keep you a little bit higher. We're going to require the weather to be much better, and so you can get down below the clouds coming out over the ocean, get the runway in sight, and then basically maneuver visually to land on one of these other runways. So that's a circling approach. You shoot an approach to a runway that you don't intend to land on. It's basically just a maneuver to get you under the weather and visual with the runways in order to be able to land. So that's what a circling approach is, and there's a whole bunch of different rules and whatnot associated with those as well. Other than that, let's switch it up here and see where our progress is at. If we look over, KSMX is where we are near. So we are over by Santa Maria. We're actually pretty dang close. So this is Santa Maria right here. Just off to the right of that is Vandenberg. You can see that in the VBG. So we're getting there. We expect to get handed off here to Santa Maria here shortly.
X-ray Golf Sierra, contact Los Angeles Center on 119.05.
And we'll get our vectors finals. Now, let's look at this. So I know I want to be at 1,800 feet. I know that I'm at
Los Angeles Center, Diamond Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, 6,000 feet. Diamond Alpha
6,000 feet.
X-ray Golf Sierra, Los Angeles Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.991.
So I want to lose 4,000 feet. I need to lose 4,000 feet before my final, basically my final approach begins. So if we use our 3 times our altitude to lose, that's going to put me at 12 miles away. So when I hit 12 miles from Santa Barbara, which you can see up at, hold on. I really need to capture my mouse here. Hold on. Right there. Once I get 12 miles from Santa Barbara, no later than that, I want to start my descent at 300 feet per minute. Well, really 333 feet per minute to get down to a suitable altitude to shoot the approach. I'm flying 173 knots right now, which is, I'm going to round that up to 180 because that's 3 nautical miles per minute. And if I'm carrying a 3-degree glide slope at 3 nautical miles per minute, I want 900 feet on my vertical speed, which is this instrument right here. So once we start our descent, I'll actually just engage. Typically what you do is a constant speed descent, but today we'll just test our theory out, and we'll throw in I'll do vertical speed mode. We'll throw in 900 feet per minute there, but I'm gonna back it up from 12 just a little bit because I have we'll just round it up to 15. Mainly because it's 333 feet per minute, not 300 feet per minute, and also I don't want to feel rushed when I get there. I want to get down with a little bit of, mile 2, 3 to kind of slow down, get configured, make sure my ducks are all in a row. We should have the ILS already dialed in here. The course should already be good, and everything else should be set up for the approach. But you just never know. And it's really dark out there, you can't see anything, so this is all basically off instruments at this point. Which is pretty cool. And actually, I'm going to step away for just a minute while we let the plane fly, and I will be right back, and we'll do the approach into Santa Barbara. It'll probably be a visual, but we'll back it up with the ILS like we've been talking about. And then after that, we'll call it a night. Get ready for our flight tomorrow morning from Asheville over to somewhere else in North Carolina. I actually don't remember. I think we're going up to Asheville, up to Tennessee, and then back down. So, yep. We will see what happens. I will be right back.
X-ray Golf Sierra contact Santa Barbara approach on 120.55. 120.55 for Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra. Santa Barbara approach Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 6,000 feet. Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Santa Barbara approach continue as planned. Altimeter 29.901.
All right. All right, 28 miles out. I would anticipate, let's bring up our ETC. Nope. Yep. Uh, 2991. Set our altimeter correctly.
Santa Barbara Tower Diamond Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is 27 miles northwest with uniform to land. Diamond Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Santa Barbara Tower. Fly left base runway 7. Altimeter 29 decimal 89 wing 005 at tree.
Left base, runway 7.
Enter left base runway 7 Diamond X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Got to NATIS first.
Santa Barbara Airport Information, uniform 03000 Zulu. Wing 005 at tree. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,100 feet, few clouds at 4,200 feet, few clouds at 12,500 feet. Temperature, 24. Dew point, 1.
So the visibility is 3 statute miles. Few clouds at 1100, few clouds at 4200. So basically, 3 miles is not great. So I'm curious to see how this looks. Basically what I want to do here though, let's come back. We're gonna go heading mode, and basically I want to go around and set ourselves up a little bit better for this approach. We'll make it over these mountains, and actually since I'm not up with the GPS anymore, basically what I can do is change my CDI to Localizer. You can see there it's set on the 076 like we discussed over here. Or 075. That should be 075. I don't know why it says 076. Well, it's not ideal, but it'll get the job done. So basically we're going to come out and let's see if I can get some Dme information. Oops. There you go. So now that's going to show me on here. You can see here, that's my Dme information that we were talking about from the approach plate, which I'll bring up. So at 12.8, I want to be at 3,500. Which actually, normally I would want to start down now, but I also want to look and make sure that I'm not going to run in any mountains. Where's GVO? Trying to get some. It's 3,000. Okay. We can at least bring it down to 5,000. Bring the range in just a little bit here. Oops. Really never can be too careful. Especially at night. Can't see anything, but look at there, you can already see this is something to do with the simulator. There's no way you would see it that clear, especially when they're calling 3 miles of visibility. No way. But that is absolutely going to be our airport over there. You can see the sequence flashers, the rabbit lights that we called them, that we're talking about on the approach plate. So There you go. That's where we're headed. Actually, let's see. Let's go autopilot. I'm gonna bring it down to 5,000, and we'll do flight level change. And we'll pull the throttle back. And it should descend. Doesn't want to though. Alright, no problem. We'll go vertical speed. Consider it, we're basically doing our own base leg here. And I'd say we're clear of the obstacles, so actually let's bring it down to 4,000. Seem to be having some issues with my key binding. I can't do more than, or I can't do less than 1,000 feet. Oops, it's me on the rudders. 1,000 feet at a time, so not ideal. And we'll bring us into a dog leg here. We will arm the approach. So it should intercept the, you can see on the, oh, yep, there you go. Never mind, I was too late. It captured the localizer, so it's just basically going to let us descend down. We're at 15.4 miles, so we're still well outside. Technically, you should be at 3,500, so we're just going to keep it at 4,000 since I can't control my descent less than that. You can also see this is my glide slope, so we're already picking it up, and so I want to remain below that. And here comes the localizer. The aircraft should be turning. There we go. You want to capture that localizer, be established within half a dot there, or yeah, half a dot there, before you capture the glide slope. It's kind of a rule, but so now we're on the approach. We've got localizer mode engaged. We've got 4,000. Although yeah, there we go, glide slope. So I had it engaged. So now we're gonna come down. We're at 130 true. So I would, well, once it settles out here, I expect to see about 650 feet per minute-ish on my vertical speed. We're gonna go ahead and drop approach flaps. And if you look down at our approach plate, at 6.6, we expect to be at 1,800 feet. 6.6 on the DME, which is right here. We expect to be at 1,800 feet. So 6.6, 1,800 feet. That's how we know we're on the right glide slope. That's also our final approach fix. We want to make sure that we're on speed, configured, all that. This is my first time flying this plane, so I'm actually going to drop the gear and the flaps a little early so we can get stabilized. So here comes the flaps and the gear. I got to figure out my pitch and power settings, and you can see there our runway is in sight. So 3 miles my butt. That's what I gotta say about that. So I don't, and also I don't know, let's see, 70 knots. Ooh. We're gonna call 91 knots then. I guess that's 1.3 times 70 would be 91, so we'll just call that. We got full flaps, full gear. We're tracking down the glide slope. .6 DME, we expect 1,800 feet. We are configured, once again. Runways in sight. A little slow, correcting. Looks like about 2 degrees nose high is holding us. Nice and stable. There you go, 1 mile, 6.6, 1,800 feet DME. Or I'm sorry, 6.6 DME, 1,800 feet. Let's see if that bears out. We'll zoom in here. Once again, glide slope on glide slope. Here's your DME. .800 feet, 6.6. There we go. Just like on our approach plate here, so we know we're on the right glide slope. We are final approach fix, gear down. See if we can't get a hold of ATC. I don't know. We did not call our.
Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
There we go.
Runway 7. Wind 359er at 3.
359er at 3. We'll acknowledge.
Clear to land runway 7 Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
So 359er at 3, that's basically out of the north at 3 knots, so a slight left to right crosswind. Should not be much of a factor. Whoa, what are we doing? Where are we going? Uh-oh. That was weird. Alright, so we just keep driving it down. Now we are visual, so we can take over visually here at any time. Our minimums, though, is 213 feet, basically on the altimeter there. Oops, do we have the... Yep, there we go. Got the right altimeters. It's always good. See Santa Barbara. We are 500 feet above minimums. We're stable. We've got no visual glide slope indicators, which I'm looking at the approach plate now, and that is accurate. 100 above. Autopilot's off. Minimums, left seat, full stop. Left right crosswind. Hear the inner marker there. Alright.
Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra turn next taxiway.
So don't judge me, I did turn on the pilot assist for the ground because in my experience they have not accurately mapped the taxiway configurations. So I was getting a little lost because I was using the real world airfield diagrams, and that's just not
Diamond X-ray Golf
what they were
Sierra
using, so.
ground on 121.7.
Alright, we got a contact ground. Let's get off the
121.7 for Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
get off the active here. That's the hold short line. I guess to the gates.
Santa Barbara ground Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra request taxi to the gate. Diamond Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra taxi to gate 1 via taxiway Echo Cross runway 15 right Echo Cross runway 15 left Echo Alpha Cross runway 25 Alpha.
Jeez. Alright.
Taxiing to gate 1 using taxiway Echo Cross runway 15 right Echo Cross runway 15 left Echo Alpha Cross runway 25 Alpha Diamond X-ray Golf Sierra.
It's weird. Alright, well, whatever. Let's see, do we have checklists? No. Or do we? Oh yeah, look at that. Braking lights. Should probably get some taxi lights up in here, huh? Flaps are up. The pumps off. Cool. Get rid of that for the time being. Alright, clear cluster runway. Typically check left or right. Make sure you're still squawking when you cross the runway. That way if you have a TCAS system, traffic collision avoidance system, it would activate. In the unfortunate event somebody did not pay attention. Apparently we're about out of fuel too. Hey Riley, what's up, man? I do this in real life. On occasion. Some people pay me for it. How have you been, man? It's been a hot minute. Happy birthday! Holy crap! That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Happy damn birthday. Yes, IMSA. I mean, it's no Sunday Night Skippy, but it'll do. It'll do. You really need to get back into the broadcast with us, man. We miss you. Set the parking brake. Shut these engines down. Tricks. Cold jet. Yes. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Well, next weekend is actually the week 14, so it's the off week. Although we are doing some fun stuff. I don't know if you've been following Ian's messages, but it'll be there's still going to be a kind of broadcast, but I hope to also be racing in it as well. So actually, your assistance would actually be greatly beneficial, and we can talk about it offline. But that would be huge. Last time we did it, I did like half broadcast, half race, and it was a little clunky. But yeah, that'd be awesome. And yes, 7th and Tasman lost IR. Oh man, yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I've had a rough week and a half of iRacing myself. I've biffed everything that I've gotten into, and it was one of those almost I want to rage quit iRacing, but I'll get back in the saddle again here, and we'll do some fun. Once Ian reveals what we're doing for week 13 or 14 this season, yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, all right. Well, at any rate, I'm got to go to bed. But yeah, if you ever get into the flight sim stuff, we started doing this thing where we're kind of learning flying. There's a couple that myself and I do this for a living. There's another guy who just has his license, and so we've been trying to introduce that. But we also do overflies of the tracks that we're going to be racing that week. Like so sometimes it's all one flight. Sometimes tomorrow morning we're actually going to split it. We're going to do like one little flight or one longer flight, and then a little shorter overfly of Zandvoort. But anyway, yeah, it's we've been having a good time with it, so you should check it out. But yeah, well, at any rate, man, yeah, it's good times. But yeah, regardless, if we I'll be in touch with you. You too. Have a great night. We'll be in touch. We'll get you back up on the broadcast, and awesome. Yeah, great night. Awesome. Feeling good, man. Let's do this. We'll see everybody later.